morning, folks. Thanks for coming. My name's Dave Hodge. I'm the president of Zimtu Capital Corp, your host today. Certainly very pleased to have the Lakewind crew in all its forms here to talk about their news release that went out on New Year's Day, which was a bit of an exercise, but thank you, James, for pulling that off wherever you are. Oh yes, you're hiding under the name Dave Hodge. You can turn your camera on, James. Just a few introductions here. We have in attendance Stefan Wagner from Rockstone Research. Hopefully everybody saw the research report that Stefan did on Lakewind and its property, which really isn't a new property. It's actually an old property, but it's been hiding in Lakewind, and previously the company's name was Equatorial, and that's when the property was acquired. But that was when lithium wasn't the shining bright light that it is today, and Equatorial changed their name, went on to do a gold deal in Manitoba, got halted. So it's been hiding in the weeds here for, well, since 2016, I think, is when Stefan wrote his original report on the property. But it's really just this New Year's Day that brings this property to the marketplace, where people are being told about it. And certainly it is an exciting opportunity. We also have more on the team. Andreas Schmidt from, I think you're from Berlin. Is that right, Andreas?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so welcome to the Lakewind team. It'll be good to have you commenting. And I think Jack Ball, I think you're also on the team. You're here.
I am here. Thank you, Dave.
No problem. Anybody else that I should be introducing? We do have other Winn employees. If they could, if they could say hello, and turn your camera on.
Something help them.
Sure. They're actually in my office, and we've just sent. Oh, here they come. Anyways, everybody, I'll introduce our star guest, Mr. Pat Power. He's the president of Lakewind, and you can see James's smiling face there. He's also part of the Lakewind team. He's actually in my office attending this meeting. Pat, if you'd like to say a few words.
Sure. Thanks, Dave. Happy New Year, everybody. We're kicking off with a program on a newly acquired property, but a property that we've had in the company for a very long time that we're going to exploit right now. It was brought in by previous management, so I can't take credit for it. Jack Ball was the previous president, and he brought it into the company. And it came from a group called Archer Cathro, which is a very well-respected Yukon engineering firm. It's been in the business for forever. And they've done some great work over the years. Jack picked it up in, I think, 2015-16. And we've had it in the portfolio for a long time. And we are going to, based on the price of lithium right now, we're going to exploit that property, which has some very, very interesting results. Buddy Doyle and myself are heading this company up. And Buddy's got his very clear ideas of how he wants to progress here. And we are doing a fairly extensive program right now, including geophysics. We're scanning the core that was drilled a long time ago for tantalum, and which Jack actually assayed part of that core and found some significant lithium numbers in it as well. So we're sampling, as it were, that core, which is, I think, 1,600 meters of it. That's happening as we speak. We're doing airborne geophysics on the ground. We are actually surveying a road in from the Cantong Mine Road, so we can have access easily. So it's got very good infrastructure. It exists on the Yukon Northwest Territories border, like almost literally on it, maybe 500 meters from the Yukon border. So it's got good infrastructure. We work very well with the territories government. Buddy and I do Arctic Star, which is a diamond project in the territories. We've been up there, well, Buddy's been up there, and I've been up there since the early 90s. So we have a really good relationship with the NWT government. So it's going to help in this circumstance. They want to see progress on all mining and exploration projects. And we just announced on New Year's Day the launching of this program, which is well underway, actually. You'll have results from a lot of these things that I'm talking about pretty quick. But there's really, really good lithium. It's a pegmatite system. The very top of it was drilled many years ago for tantalum. Buddy's theory is, if you think of a mountain like this, it was drilled right on the top, and the little stringer veins were up there, and he wants to go to the base of the mountain and put some holes in to find the big meaty chunk of the feeder area. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the geophysics to identify where that should be drilled. And we tend to drill in June, July of this year. So it'll be an extensive program. There's a huge amount of interest in lithium right now. So we're getting pursued by many, many people. And in fact, before we actually came back to trade with Lake Winn, we had 7 offers for that property, including some very large groups, but we chose to pursue it ourselves. And Buddy's put a lot of time and effort into understanding the previous data that was derived over the last 3 decades. And we have a really extensive program happening right now that will lead to a drill program shortly.
So one of the things that I find quite exciting about this opportunity is that I started following it 18 years ago anyway, because at that time it was a tantalum lithium property. Lithium was quite boring at the time, but the tantalum was interesting. And of course, I had a company with a tantalum project, so I followed it along. That project was tantalum and niobium. However, the tantalum numbers are pretty good. And now that lithium is hot, this is a very, very significant property. And the key is that it's basically been hiding since 2016. Colton, if you could, this is the Rockstone report that we're looking at. And if you just page to page 2, right there, woo. You can see where Lake Winn's property is, pretty obvious, those 3 claim blocks. The other claim blocks were staked recently. I think some of them are still pending because in the Northwest Territories, when you stake property and file it with the mine recording office, they wait 30 days before they give you the property, and that's so that the old boys that are prospecting have time to walk to the office in case they recorded their claims first. So it's just kind of a historic thing. That's not the way it happens anymore. But the company that staked all along the top there with the little flowers on it, they're trading $10 or $12. They're a lithium company. Obviously, they realize what Lakewind has been sitting on, and what the opportunity is. So they have staked effectively around us, which is certainly a comment on how exciting this property really is. So basically at this point, anybody have any questions for the Lakewind management? Or Stefan, there might be other parts of the report that you could point out for us. Could you do that?
Sure. I mean, if you let me share my screen.
Yeah. Okay, you should be able to.
Yeah, here you can see some of those lithium dikes which are outcropping on the property of Lakewind, and you can see those small thin dikes. But actually, as Dave was pointing out, these small dikes, they should be traceable to more depth, and then it's going to look like this. This is how a typical pegmatite system looks like. That for here at the top, you can see that these dikes are pretty thin, and then at depth they get wider, and that's basically the exploration model that Lakewind is now going to test with the upcoming drill program. And the beauty really about this property is that, you know, as you can see here, those mountains are very steep, as you can see here, for example. And but this is actually could be very helpful, that in those valleys, that if you drill, as Pat was pointing out earlier today, that those dikes could be pretty massive and pretty big down here. And then I compared it to the Greenbushes lithium deposit in Australia, and it shows really very compelling similarities to this one. And as you can see here, some pictures of this deposit and the mine is those lithium dikes here in white. This is like the good material, and this is how it looks like at surface here in Australia, which is of course an advantage to them. But this could be really how it looks like at the Lakewind property also. So yeah, I mean, it's a great project, and I'm really looking forward to the drill program. Take a look at this report. I included a lot of pictures and a lot of explanations. And also I took a look at the lithium market a little bit, how the lithium price exploded, but also tantalum price. It's going up since 2021. As you can see here, it could be on a further uptrend right now. And so tantalum is also very good metal to follow here with Lakewind, because they have very good tantalum grades also, which you can see in this report here on some charts. Okay.
Stefan, maybe you could tell people where they can find your report if they haven't already got it.
Sure, you can find it on rockstoneresearch.com. Here's the website. It's rockstone-research.com. I have both languages, in German and in English. If you click here on the language, you can find all the reports here. You can sign up to the free newsletter, so you get all the updates from all the companies that I follow here.
Thank you, Stefan. I see that Buddy Doyle has joined us. He's a very significant part of the Lakewind team, and is the fellow that is running the exploration company, the exploration program, which I believe has already started. Has it, Buddy?
Yeah, we got well into it as soon as we raised the money. There's a magnetometer survey getting completed at the moment, just waiting for weather windows, based out of Watson Lake. We're using a brand new technology that uses a squid magnetometer. It's a quantum magnetometer out of Germany. You have to freeze it at with liquid nitrogen, super sensitive. So we're hoping that will map out the pegmatite veins and structures really well. I agree. The main target is do those veins. The main question is, do those veins join up at depth? And we have the permitting underway to drill in summer. We've done a road survey. We're 5 kilometers off the end of a forestry road. So we commissioned a road survey to maybe close up that last 5 kilometers and put a camp at the end of it right at site to get our costs down. We're doing a satellite radar structural survey, and we're also getting all the historic core scanned with XRF and infrared. That's what's happening at the moment.
All right, that's certainly the beginning of what could be a very exciting drill program. And the techniques that Buddy is employing are specifically designed to help target that drill program so that we hit the good stuff from the very start. So hopefully that'll work out. Anybody got any other questions for any of the Lakeland management? Or we do have a number of personnel here from Zimtu, which is very involved in and very excited about what Lakeland has going with this lithium property. If anybody has any questions, just wave your hand. Most people don't have their camera on, so a little tough to say.
Just main comment I have is, this is a 13-kilometer long pegmatite. It's a very big pegmatite. And some of the valley, which are actual glacial cirques, you could see the pegmatite coming right down, up to 300-400 meters straight down. So, most likely, I think there's a chance that these things go very deep. So, it may be a major discovery on our hands here.
All right, thanks, Jacques. Any other questions? Well, thanks for coming, folks. The only thing left now to do is call your broker and buy some stock.
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you don't miss another update.